FightHype here at the U.S. Olympic Trials with Cam Awesome. Cam, the exposure you got at the World Championships with your comments, how's that leading up to this one? How is it fighting under that pressure of kind of having that eye on you?
Oh, it's great because no one even sees me as a fighter. Like no one, I've been boxing for so long. No one really cares about the boxing part. They just like the personality part. And as long as I am who I am, then I don't need to force anything. So it's got to be me. Everybody's just like waiting for a crazy comment, but I'm one comment away from offending 15.6 thousand people on Twitter. So I've been pretty PC. I've been like a decent person, I'd say.
Yeah. So to come out of Lenexa, Kansas, a part of the country that in the past hasn't gotten so much exposure, but now Terrence Crawford from Nebraska, you from Kansas now. How do you feel you're changing the image of that part of the country as far as boxing talent?
Oh man, I was born and raised in New York. Left New York when I was 18, lived in Long Island my whole life, and then I lived in Florida for a couple of years. I've been in Kansas City since 2008, and I love it. I will never live anywhere else. Granted, the winters suck, and I just go to LA, Miami, or Dallas from like December to February, but I love Kansas City. It's such a supportive town. I mean, the Royals just won, and we saw what happened. About 800,000 people came together, and 3 arrests. I mean, that's probably just a night in this casino here, you know?
Yeah.
So Kansas City is a beautiful place, and proud to be considered from Kansas City, although I'm not from there. It's like my adopted home.
Okay.
And everyone should just see what a great place it is, so they should visit in the spring or summer.
For those that haven't heard of Cam Awesome, tell them a little bit about yourself. What got you into boxing? Your experience leading up to this point?
Okay, I got into boxing just during just for a fitness thing, my senior year in high school, and I was never thought about competing, and I started competing, started winning, and I got to travel the world, got to do a bunch of cool stuff, meet a bunch of cool people, meet celebrities, work a bunch of charity events, and go back and start coaching in gyms in the inner city in Kansas City. Won nationals a bunch of times, traveled the world, been to 12 countries in a year, and just got to experience so much. So boxing's done a lot for me, and I'm probably the most experienced boxer in this tournament. I competed in 2008 trials, my first year boxing. I was way out of my league, but I was honored to be there. Said I was going to win 2012. 2012 I won, but because of paperwork discrepancy where I didn't tell the drug testing people I was leaving in the paperwork, left the country, got suspended, kicked off the Olympic team in 2012, decided to stick around and make things right and fill out all my paperwork. As silly as it seems, I know how important it is now. Cam 3-4 years ago was still very upset. Learned to deal with my mistakes, and going towards 2016. Olympics are about 235 days away, and this is one of the most important days. Today, tomorrow, and my 4th fight. I plan on dominating all 4 fights.
Yeah, and you're looking solid. Definitely being the favorite. Do you work well as the favorite, or do you mind being an underdog ever? How do you see that as far as?
I still see myself as the chubby, overweight kid who's not supposed to be boxing. I always see myself as the underdog, but it's like a weird paradox. I believe in myself not too much, but I believe myself a lot, and I'm usually confident in everything I do. I usually don't even think before I talk. That's how confident I am, and I believe I'm going to win, but I'm not entering the tournament as a favorite because I'm not even the #1 seed. Josh Temple's the #1 seed. That's who I'm fighting tonight. And Joe Jackson and Ike Turner has something to say about that.
Right.
That's what I name my hands.
Right. The U.S. teams you've been part of in the past with this Olympic squad, how well have you gotten along with the other top amateurs, and how confident would you be with any one of the teammates that you may have in the Olympics once you qualify?
I've been team captain for about 6 or 7 years, and always get along with all the fighters. Guys have different personalities, and you have to learn how to deal with those fighters when they're making weight. Because some guys get grumpy when they're making weight, some guys don't want to talk to you, some guys are social, some guys are just some guys are just different. You have to just respect everybody for what they are, know your boundaries. Just shut the hell up sometimes. That's how you get along with people. And they all know they can come to me for any advice because I've been there before, and I learned a lot from these other guys. And we have a strong team with Antonio Vargas at 114. We got Leroy Davila and Nico Hernandez at 108, which is going to be a hell of a matchup. You got Darmani Rock, but no one's beating him at 201 plus. You got me at 201. There's Brian at 52. There's so many experienced fighters.
Shakur and everything.
Shakur, yeah. I mean, Shakur, one of my favorites.
In fact, you and Shakur are like the two main guys I've noticed. No matter what ring you fight in, we have fights in 2 rings. When you guys fight, everybody runs over to whatever ring you're in.
Yeah, like Vargas, no one does that because no one even cares. They just know how he's just going to win so easily. Shakur is the same way, but everybody loves Shakur. He's a beast. So we all try to support each other and cheer for each other. So when Shakur fights or I fight or Leroy fights or anybody in our circle, we make sure we're there. We'll come down from our room, we'll watch, we'll cheer, let each other know we support each other.
Yeah. Now the talent level here is super strong. So for anybody that thinks now the Mayweather era is over and boxing is going to die out,
first of all, anyone who thinks that has they're a pay-per-view fight fan. There's a big fight and there's like a boxing party going on, they'll show up and act like they know about boxing, but anybody who's saying boxing's dying are the same idiots that say soccer's not even that big of a sport because they think if it doesn't exist to them, it's not popular. But boxing is super popular around the world, soccer's super popular around the world, and those fans are the same ones who wear the USA jersey during the World Cup and don't understand what an offsides is. So those are the type of boxing fans who think that boxing's dead because Mayweather's leaving. Boxing is very much alive and thriving, and the amateur program is getting stronger and stronger. And I'd love to see these guys start to maybe get some type of funding to stick around for more Olympics, to be more experienced, because we're fighting guys in other countries who are on their 2nd, 3rd, 4th Olympics because they're getting paid. There's no need for them to turn pro. But our guys, it's an inner city sport. It's a poor sport. You put $10,000 in front of a kid and says, "Hey, you want to fight? Leave the amateurs," and they'll do it because some of these kids have kids. I mean, these 18-year-olds have kids and they need jobs, and you can't be at this level and half-ass boxing. So.
Yeah, well, definitely you're real intricate. Anybody that says you're just a goofball or whatever, or might only see the interviews and not know much about your background, I'll tell you, you're definitely humble.
I've learned that people love stupid people. And I'm not that passionate about anything to argue my point with anything, with anyone. So I'm just a happy dude, and people, they attribute happiness to stupidity. And people hate happy people. So anyone who doesn't like me is just because I'm a happy person. Well,
you definitely got personality. We hope you make it there because you definitely would bring a lot of attention to the U.S. team and then break the streak of lack of medals here. So any final thoughts to say your fans out there and future fans?
Thank you to everybody. You can follow me on Cam F Awesome at everything because I'm not famous enough for anyone to steal my name yet. So CAMFAWESOME on everything. Periscope, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Boom. Thanks, guys.
What's better than watching sports with your friends? Watching sports with your friends for free. Now there's a way. Catch free live sporting events, movies, and TV shows all on demand in high definition. Tiger Stream. Stream like a tiger.